So we manufacture shadow boxes for a company in Philadelphia. They order quite a few shadow boxes from us, and we have a design to where we actually use high powerful N52 magnets. We are one of the highest rated strength magnets, cylindrical magnets, and we embed them into the frame and we recess them down into the box. So it kind of creates not only a magnetic pull force, but also it creates a Dow effect to where the lid wouldn't slide off for whatever reason. So anyway, the issue is these magnets are so powerful that the glues, the epoxies we use, have a hard time holding them in the box because we're using N52 face to face, which is pretty strong. It has a heck of a pulling capacity. But anyway, so what we decided to do, we used many adhesives over the few years, and we're now doing a good test because these things still have a tendency every now and then they'll pull out of the box, particularly the frame because they're sticking up a little bit. So we purchased a multitude of different epoxies. I even went online and found one called it's a company called Cyberbond. So they sent me a sample. I'm not even sure what that one's going to cost if it's the one we choose, but you'll see we have two sample planks labeled with which epoxies. So these over here on the left are two-part epoxies, and here on the right are just single part, which we really prefer because of ease of application and cleanliness and the whole 9 yards. So anyway, so what we're going to do, we're going to test these magnets, and I have an equal amount of epoxy on each face of the magnet. This has been allowed to cure overnight, and I have them each labeled. So the first test we're going to do is going to be basically a face-to-face magnet pull test. And then we're going to, literally, the next thing is going to be, I'm going to just pull up on them by grabbing them and see if I can just pull them off of there. And then eventually we'll get into using a pair of pliers if we have to see if they twist off. So our objective here, of course, is to see which one adheres best to the wood. And that will be the epoxy we probably will choose. All right, so let me hand the camera off. And like I said, the first test is going to be on just straight up pull force, magnet to magnet. And this is a GO2 glue from Loctite. It's the first one. And you can see it's pretty strong. So I'm using a series of magnets. And all right, so that passed that test, no problem. The next one's going to be the Cyberbond 2240 from this company and online. All right, that's no problem. Here's a pretty common glue we're going to use test next, the E6000. You can get this pretty much anywhere. All right, that feels pretty good. So now over to the two-part epoxies. Gorilla Glue, pretty common. And we're going to do the pull test on that now. That's good. Next is Loctite Epoxy Clear, two-part syringe. It really doesn't make it any cleaner. All right, that's good. Now the Loctite large bottles is only like it's heavy duty. This one here is quite expensive. It's $15 for the pair, but you can see there's quite a bit of glue in there. So. All right, that's good. And then next is the old JB Weld. I remember from when I was a kid, this stuff was always the bomb. Okay, so they all passed the pull test, straight up pull test. So my next test, and I wish I had some kind of a force gauge and know how much force I'm putting on things. So I'm going to just try to pull up on them and just get a feel. So I can grab them pretty good. Okay, so that was GO2 Loctite, and I pulled pretty hard on that thing and that ain't coming up. The next one is this Cyberbond. Okay, that's good. That's good. So E6000 is the next one. Okay, well, I was able to kind of pull that one up off of there, but so that one so far looks like it may be a failure. All right, now the Gorilla Glue, two-part epoxy. Okay, that's pretty good. The Loctite in the syringe. That seems pretty good. Loctite in a large bottle. Okay, that's good. And now the JB weld. All right, pretty good. All right, so now the next one's just going to be, I think, I'm going to get a pair of pliers, I think, and see how it is when I put a torsion load on it, like a twist. So let me grab a pair of pliers. I'll grab them good so they don't. So it seems like the E6000 did not bond. In fact, that one still feels pretty rubbery, which isn't a bad thing because sometimes that rubberness keeps them tight because it's not brittle. All right, so now we're going to do this cyber bond. I'm just going to do a little twist if I can get my pliers to grab. So I got to handle it pretty good. I'm going to turn this a little sideways, and I'm just going to see if I can feel. That feels pretty good. Now for the GO2 glue. Just want to feel if there's any give to it. Now that one there has got considerably more spring to it than this one. I mean, I can't twist that one at all. So this one is twisting, but I didn't break it loose. Now for the Gorilla Glue. That's really tight. Okay. Loctite's in the syringe form. That's really tight. Large bottle. That's pretty good. So these epoxies, two-part epoxies, seem to be pretty decent. Yeah, nice and tight. So this GO2 glue, I would say, really, there you go. Didn't take much.
Now, do you want to also see if by putting a little bit of torque on each of them that now they would give to just your hand pull?
A pull, yeah, I can do
like
that.
To see if there was any weakening?
Okay, so that solder bond's pretty darn good. Gorilla Glue? Nope. The Loctite? Nope. The large bottle Loctite? Nope. And the JB weld. Okay. So far of the single application epoxy, one parts that this online 2240 is really strong. It's really compatible to these two parts so far. All right, so now what I want to do is I'm going to try to push it. Just push it over and see what kind of force I need to do that. Wow, that's like all my might. Woo, that thing is on there. That's pretty impressive. Now for the Gorilla Glue. Okay, well, it took a lot, but I got it. All right, so let me see if I can. All right, that Loctite did pretty darn good. Loctite large bottle. That did pretty good. Okay, hands are sore. Hang on a minute. JB weld. Okay, so far we're down to this. The Gorilla Glue actually gave way. I was kind of shocked to see that. All right. So now I'm just going to put my pliers on it and just see what it takes to pull these things off of here now, and just kind of, I'll know by the feel of, you know, how well this stuff is done. So I got a good grip on it. All right. Boy, that actually took the metal off the face of the magnet, which, by the way, prior to putting these magnets on, we followed the directions on gluing magnets, which comes from the magnet manufacturer, and it tells you to thoroughly scuff and score the bottom, which we did. But that's pretty impressive. I mean, no other one has done that. So that's telling me it's definitely grabbed the metal and really adhered it to the wood. So that's pretty good. That's a good indication of something that's impressive there, because you know, the metal really is sticking. That's the problem. It seems like the glue sticks very well to the wood. It just doesn't stick to the metal, and you can see the metal really did it. It took a layer of the chrome off is what it did. All right, so the next one is the Loctite in the syringe. Okay, did same thing. That's good to know. All right.
Now, did you have to add more?
No,
force to
it
pull
felt
that
like
one
this.
off?
No, it felt like the same. Yeah, it really did. Now for the large bottle. Okay, now that took a little bit more to pull off, but you can see it did come off the wood. It broke from the wood, not the metal. Well, I'll say no, backwards. It broke from the metal, not the wood. You can actually see it shiny now where the glue is still there on the face.
Yeah, and there's nothing left
Nothing
behind.
there. Yeah, that's interesting. All right, now for the JB weld. See what the good old JB weld. Now this stuff here, when I put it on, it stunk really bad. Yeah, well, you can see it definitely grabbed a hold of the metal and not the wood, so that's quite interesting. Well, that's pretty good. I mean, it did hang on to that metal. It didn't take but it took the wood off, so that's okay, because it always seems like adhering to the metal is the hard part because it's such a smooth surface. So, but that did take some doing to get that off of there. So it looks like to me we're down to between JB Weld, because it did stick. You see the glue came off with the metal and not the wood. All the other ones, the glue remained on the wood, but these two are quite interesting in that the metal actually broke off of the magnet and stuck to the wood. So that's a good adhesion between two different kinds of material. The metal stuck good and the glue. It's just that the chrome, these are chrome covered. And so I think it's going to come down to, as far as ease of application, this of course is by far easier to apply. I mean by far, rather than mix this two-part epoxy up and get it all over the place. And it does, the tendency is it gets on the box and
there's more waste.
we don't want to damage it, and there is a lot more waste, so it's harder to apply. So I think what I'm going to do at this point, I'm going to contact this company and provide them with this test. I'm actually going to send them this video, maybe something they want to have for their advertisement. I don't mind doing that, and find out what this bad boy is going to cost, because that may be the ultimate thing. Of course, the amount of glue in here, that would probably give us quite a few boxes. But all right, so good test. I think we're done with that, and we figured out between Loctite syringe, JB Weld, and the 2240. Okay.